I go by the name of Lwanda 7 as usual. I'm not alone. But today it's a two-man band. It's a two-man band. I am with...
Me.
I almost said the lovely...
The what?
The lovely duck. I almost said that, but hey, yeah, we're back again. How are you, my friend?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. It's just another Sunday
Yeah.
of level 1. Is this the first one?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, we took it to level 1 last week
Last Sunday.
while we were at group.
Oh,
Some of
shit.
us didn't even hear the president's speech.
Where was it?
We only saw tweets, obviously, and it was like, oh, okay, we'll go to level 1. And where I was,
Oh yeah,
You
now I
know
know
what I
where I
mean.
was. Why?
they're like, "Aye, let's chill here until 12 o'clock." I'm like, but you guys, curfew is at 12 to 4. They're like, it's fine. From 4, say, Susa food.
Hey, guys,
It was crazy. People look really tired. People are tired. We just want to party, bro. Like,
But like in essence, what does this level mean? Like, because I saw today people are selling alcohol,
yeah.
so everything is back to normal.
Go for you.
What is
Even-
still
even-
restricted? It's just the
even-
masks.
Even during the week, the outlets open until
The normal time.
Yeah.
So there's no. What is restricted now?
I haven't really checked out the speech, honestly speaking. I've just been winging it based on what I see, which is happening, which is irresponsible of me. I just need to download it and read through it.
Because when I went to the shop this morning, I saw that the liquor store is open. I'm like, it's a Sunday. Maybe I would have thought that they would restrict it for,
For the weekend.
like weekends, or at least say until Saturday and then Sunday. No, that means this thing is open. Really.
I saw a post there yesterday, something about a park event where cooler boxes are allowed. I was like, wait, hold up, so we can throw events at parks? But then they're like, no, outdoors is open. But
Oh,
to
the indoors.
250 people, indoors it's 100. I'm like,
Oh yes, because even the churches they're talking about 100. Yeah.
But I passed by 2 different churches on my way here, and I was like, if third wave had to come, we were to be hit by a third wave, definitely churches would be the first place because they were full to the brim. But then again, groove as well. Yo, what I saw yesterday, yes.
People, and the thing about it is that people are no longer wearing masks.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think Corona is gone. They think COVID-19 is gone.
Like maybe it's that thing of saying because now the infection rate is so low, chances are that there's no one who has it here. But can you imagine if one person has it in these places where it's so packed up?
Exactly.
We are going back to level 5.
Exactly, we are.
Because they're talking about a second wave.
Look at the third wave. But at the same time, I'm just thinking, because I thought about it when I was alone. I'm like,
Pull that closer to you.
we should have just continued.
Pull
And
it closer.
we should have just continued with advanced level 3, whatever level, type of level 3.
Why did we jump level 2, Mar?
You see, I'm like, level 1 was a little bit premature from my understanding. I understand the country needs to open. I understand that we need to rebuild the economy and all of that. But we might find ourselves going back to a
level
harder
3.
lockdown, and it's like, what was the point?
Look, I don't know what's going to happen if we go back, but there's going to be a lot of people are going to reject these things.
And also people are just saying, hey, it's never, vaccine is here. I'm just like, you haven't even vaccinated even a 250,000.
But also this vaccine, remember, the vaccine thing is just it's a donated one from Johnson & Johnson. They are doing that's what they are vaccinating the people who are in the because the first batch they got 80,000, next one I think 80,000 as well. It's not like the government bought this one.
But someone actually said, one of the analysts was thinking it was on Friday. It was like, South Africa did what they were not supposed to do. We rushed the whole buying of the vaccine that India went. There was no need. We could have just waited for Johnson & Johnson, really. And now we're stuck with vaccine that is going to expire in the next couple of weeks.
No, but they donated it. Somebody was saying, we want to know. They donated it to the AU, I think. So somebody was saying, we want to know.
But the money
that's our
was
tax
spent.
man. Yes.
Yeah, money was spent. That's
The
what I'm saying.
South African government spent money, but now we donated it to the AU for the poor countries, like, as if we're not poor ourselves.
You see?
But
We
yeah,
jumped
I
the
don't know.
gun, Janice.
But what do you think? What should have they done? Should have they used it?
Said.
But they said
There
it's
was
not.
my thing is, if you knew that you were in talks or you were having some sort of a deal with Johnson and Johnson, why rush? Wait for that process to start.
You see, I think what happened with the government is that there's a lot of pressure for a lot of countries, ne? Because like they are looking at a few companies that provide these vaccines. So the first one, and that's why you see the guys like USA, because they've got buying power, they get to access these things quicker. That the other countries, the smaller countries that are still negotiating, don't get it and all. So South Africa probably felt like, you know what, if we can get a certain package of this one, let's get it. But they forgot to test or to make a check in terms of this new variant.
I feel like South Africa is a teenager that's going through a serious peer pressure situation.
We don't have leadership, guys.
Hey, angazi about that one. I don't even want to go there.
No, guys. Like the decisions that we make
Why do you say we
sometimes.
don't have leadership?
I just feel like sometimes the decisions that we make, we either pressured from somewhere or certain, like you saying, peer pressure. Or some things just don't make sense to me.
A lot of things don't make sense.
Like it's like we prioritize. I don't know where our priorities are. Really.
I was about to ask you. I was about to say do you really want to speak about priorities?
I don't know what we prioritize. No.
I don't even think we have any.
I mean, we're talking about this thing of renaming. I think it's in PE, renaming of the municipality.
Yeah.
They're calling it something else now. And then the mayor comes and says, no, that's not even a Xhosa name. And then we don't have that name in Xhosa. Okay. And then somebody was like, yeah, but our priorities as well. Do we want to rename now? We understand it's constitutional. We understand we need to change things. Where we are, can we afford to be renaming?
I was about to ask, can we afford to be renaming these cities and these towns and whatever? But still, no William Nicole Drive.
Exactly. But what did they say? Okay, I think it was Adrian in one of his shows, SFM. He was saying, if you're gonna come and say this thing doesn't have a meaning, or as in it doesn't have a meaning from a point of view of say what does it mean to us? But what does Port Elizabeth mean to us? What does a whole lot of the William Nicole? What does it mean to us? Understand, for me, I'm advocating for it. We need to change, but where we are right now,
this is not the time for us to be thinking about those things.
We can think about it and pack it.
We have a global pandemic that we're dealing with. People are dying on a daily basis.
Yeah, man.
But we aren't here worried about Gawaiha and we're going to have debates about it. It's not even the real cause. It's just like, guys,
and then they say it's
so
Khoisan. Somebody says, how do you spell that thing in cause? Anyway, it seems like we're right into it.
No, we're already right into it.
But
before we continue, one of the hard-hitting news we got this week was the passing of Karima Brown.
Oh yes, I heard that. And I had who's this? I think Eusebius talking about it. Sort of like going to. I heard from how he was talking about it.
He's the contact person for media statements and stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the family made
in the
him,
family.
Yeah.
Wow.
They made him like for further inquiries. Contact Eusebius.
But were they not trying to drag Karima, saying that immediately after Jackson Mthembu died, she then reported a replacement for Jackson?
They also tried to drag her about that whole Polani Kwana situation. Because apparently she was questioning Polani hasn't been at work while the time he was sick.
Yeah.
But someone has stood in for him. But that person who else has been given that, who has been afforded that opportunity when they're going through their personal issues?
Oh, they get to be
waited upon. And people were coming for her. They're like, oh. I'm just like, guys, she's gone. She's gone.
They were dragging those kind of things now.
Yeah. I'm like, she's gone. It doesn't make sense now.
This is South Africa, guys.
And someone was just trying to be an idiot about it. Later in the afternoon, like, so Karima Upatiwe already. I'm like, you had to take it there. Yes, she's good. Like, must say it must be nice, the people who died this morning, this afternoon, you are buried. Insurance, I'm like, guys, did you just go there?
But I think that's their religion. That's how they do things that way.
So when everyone was still saying R.I.P., she was
gone. Rest in peace, she's gone.
Because apparently if you pass away before midday, you get to be buried the following day. If you pass away
before midday,
you get to be buried on the same afternoon. But
Joe.
yeah, we have a toddler in here today, so it's so
He's
good.
watching.
If you pass away after midday, then you'll be buried the following day. So
Yeah.
no one said
But I think it's fine. Now I don't mind that. I mean,
don't.
this whole thing of people just gathering and eating and all sorts of funny things, like really.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard.
Something
I could be
like-
wrong. If,
but
if
that
it's
was-
wrong. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So, yes, I want to go to this. And I don't know why I thought about this thing now, because my thinking maybe it's because of whatever has been happening. Like, what has been your favorite show? So we started on the 5th of July last year. It was chaos, and we went through the
We
chaos.
went through
We-
it. The hardest.
Everybody
most.
just wanted to speak. Yo, guys, that was, and then, but that gave us a learning to say, hey, we can't, we all friends and all that, we want to talk, but we can't be able to control it.
Definitely.
I'll start. I'm thinking,
How?
my favorite show, probably last week.
Of course
Because the
want
thing
to
is,
say that.
guys, if you have not watched it, go to YouTube. It's Crown Azania. Guys, I don't like watching myself.
Oof, it's
But
like it's so cringe.
I
don't
went
like
there,
it.
I was laughing because I don't think I got a chance to laugh that day. Because I saw you guys just laughing. I'm like, I want to laugh at whatever you were laughing. I just laughed.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
last week was
I feel like
lit.
you just on a high. I don't know what
And
high.
I don't even
was,
know.
What was that high? But you were just like going in. I'm like, when did my friend turn into a comedian, guys?
Hey, guys, yeah, the last week, the other ones, there's been some, I think, when we did a series, no, was it a series? No, we also did that one year, cheating the other pandemic. It was like at the beginning. I think there was quite a lot of
Another one was
learnings
around October, November.
last year.
Yeah. But my favorite one, to be quite honest, there's quite a number of them, but my favorite actually was the whole series, the co-parenting series.
Oh,
Was
yes, that
amazing
one.
for me. I got to learn so many things, and I got to go back to the drawing board and have to, shift a
Shift
couple of
certain
things here
things,
and there. It was a beautiful learning experience for me, but also it was just so amazing to sit here and share our
Share those
experiences.
things. Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah.
Oh, we did a series, and
We did a
that's the one
4-part
I was
series.
thinking about.
We did a 4-part series on co-parenting.
Yeah, 'cause
All
that one-
aspects of co-parenting, and we didn't even scratch the surface.
Yeah, that one. Even today, it's a Nyisa Valley. That one, it's a mess.
We didn't even
Anyway,
scratch the surface where after we've done 4 weeks of co-parenting,
Sure.
but it felt like we have not even started.
there's a lot about that, and more so because a lot of people are going through it. Like a lot of people are co-parenting. It's probably just a few, percentage-wise, relatively speaking, that people that are not going through co-parenting.
Yeah.
And if they are not, you probably find out that maybe there's just a deadbeat dad somewhere as well, who's just
True.
not there, who just decided not to be there. Because also, it's not a lot of ladies who then, there are few, but it's not a lot who get to abandon the kids, because kids naturally sort of like live with their mother. And then the mother will be like, you know what, I don't need this guy. I can do this thing by myself. And then tell the kids, you know what, your dad is dead.
There's a show I watched, and I wish we could get into a topic like that one of these good days. I can't remember which channel, these weird channels on DSTV. But it's a show about women who can't connect with their kids. Like, it's not there.
I thought
And
the connection is
apparently-
developed
and
during the
apparently
9 months.
It's a psychological thing. It's not that they're psychopaths or
Mhm.
anything like that. They just can't seem to have that connection with their kids. And
Oh.
then there's those ones, and then there are those who can't connect with their kids, but connect with kids that they aren't theirs.
I thought
So
the
those-
connection comes
those
natural for you guys.
Psychologists were breaking it down. I was like, this is insane.
There's a lot of things we don't know.
There's a lot of things we don't know.
Yo, guys. But what do you think about this thing? Because, this whole thing of DJ Fresh and Euphonik, it's been dragging for long now. Like, I mean, when the story broke out, there was the whole media statement that they released between them and Prime Media to say, no, they'll take a break. And then Jiki, the court thingy was done, and then they released a statement that the relationship with Prime Media, some people said they were fired, some people said it was a mutual agreement. I don't know what that
What
is.
do you think, knowing the history of Prime Media, what do you think?
Hey, Mara, Prime Media doesn't take nonsense.
Prime
Media.
doesn't pay the slightest
Prime Media and their
stake.
money. You wanna mess with their money?
But corporate is like that.
Because Prime Media is big, guys. As much as we think if DJ Fresh, Euphonik, they are big, Prime Media is big.
Huge.
Probably
It's
the amount,
it's a
the
huge
value.
consortium of white people who've
Exactly.
been at this thing for years on end.
As much as you think Fresh makes them a lot of money, it's probably a fraction
Dude,
of
those
what they make.
Prime Media is a monster.
I know. So I think they probably felt like, you know what, we don't want our
We don't wanna
name
be
to be dirty,
associated,
and we need to be seen to be acting, and no, we can't take this thing. But here's the thing, like with this whole thing, so that lady, I forgot her name, I see her on Twitter sometimes.
Miss Matikizela.
Yeah.
I forgot her name, but I know she's Miss Matikizela.
Yes, she is. So, and then I saw they were
Nombre.
Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw there was a statement? I think Euphonik deleted it. He was saying that she called or sent an SMS to say she's apologizing and WhatsApp, and then people were comparing. No, this thing is edited. The font, this, and I'm like, hey, this tech gimmicks. This.
And there's a human rights lawyer. I could be wrong. I think that guy is a human rights lawyer.
Mhm.
He's based in Cape Town. He's been, that guy is like he's been
What is it?
breaking it down, and what he's doing is he's breaking the whole thing down, and he's exposing the loopholes.
On what? On the case?
On this,
On that?
the defense Euphonik.
Oh.
Like, yeah, but you guys are saying this, but you guys are forgetting there's this, there's that. Also, if this is that, how come this is that? And I'm just like, this guy's gonna bring
This thing, man, it looks like it's gonna drag for some
It's
time.
gonna go on for a very long time. You saw the movement, forgot what's their name.
This thing of something we believe something, yeah.
They went marching to Sunday. Well,
Yes, because Sunday World released a
Sunday
story
World.
or that lady has
But
apologized.
That article was just vile.
No.
To whether, look, my thing was whether she's a victim or not. You don't do that. As a journalist, the least you can, not even the least, it's required. It's a prerequisite of journalism. Be objective.
Be objective. But you see, that's the thing, Uri. People might start suspecting that, this journalist is probably a friend, or this journalist has been bought, or whatever it is. And then they apologized.
And that's the general consensus out there that is out there. We see people, even the celebrities, are scared of talking up, are scared of talking out, of speaking up about this whole thing, Euphonik and Fresh and this girl, because they're protecting their friendships, they're protecting the bag, because either of them, maybe they've done a favor for them, but it's like, this person has helped me in my career, so I can't.
And the other thing is that apparently this is not the first time that DJ Fresh, for example, has been accused. I mean, you see, the thing about me on this thing is that I don't know what is the truth. The truth has not been laid in a court of law, for example, for evidence to come out. I was not there and all those things. Ne? And if I'm going to stand here and say, I believe her from the point of view of saying, so many women are going through this thing. So chances are, if we look at statistics, and I want to believe statistics, therefore, I'll take her side. Whether she's lying or not, that will be proven. But I'm saying, I believe her from a point of view of saying, there are so many of these cases that if we think about it and say 70% of women have experienced sexual abuse in their lifetime, that means that there's 70% chance that what she's saying is correct. That's also how I look at it.
Look, again, it's that thing of just looking at it, this whole thing from the outside, and just be like, what does she have to gain? Why would she continue and with this and be like, this is my story, this is where
she's sticking to it.
She's sticking to her guts. What does she have to lose, guys?
But then, there was that other thing.
What does she have to gain? What does she have to gain by dragging these two men down? But then
I wonder.
Like everyone is saying, where there's a smoke, there's fire. These people's names have come up so many times.
And we know that they've got celebrity friends who don't want to come
They don't
out
wanna
to say
speak.
this and this, because
Yeah.
I mean they were put on by so many of these people. So many people have been put on into shows and gigs and whatnot. I remember, for example, not Euphonic. Euphonic came through Fresh anyway, like Milkshake, for example, because I was with Milkshake at Varsity at the time. People like was DJ Spectacular used to come and play. They were nobodies at the time.
And people are silent, man. For people who have such huge voices in South Africa in the entertainment industry, a whole lot of them are quiet.
What do you think Bonangu will say as an ex?
A whole lot of them are quiet.
What do you think Bonangu will say
I don't
about
know,
her
man.
ex?
As someone,
She'll probably keep quiet.
As someone who endured her fair share of abuse, alleged abuse, do you actually think she?
It's not alleged. It was there. We saw photos, man.
Yeah, but are you sure? Again, it was not proven in the court of law.
But that one we saw photos.
You don't want to be sued. It's alleged.
Well, what can they sue from me? Nothing. They will take this laptop. Anyway.
So it's sad because this is another thing that Unziki Mazwai was calling out to Guti. A lot of the celebrities, they say they stand up for things when they don't stand up for those particular causes. It's like their non-existing activism is bothersome.
But you know, the one thing that I've seen is that they are very much selective as well in terms of who they attack.
Exactly.
Because if it's somebody that they know that this person has done 1, 2, 3, then they are quiet. Like the likes of, I don't know, I don't expect everybody to have a view on every issue, but if you're going to come and comment on somebody's story, why not just continue commenting on other people as well?
Keep the same energy.
Exactly.
Keep the same energy.
Bring the same energy.
Don't be selective about activism, you know?
Yeah.
That's my thing as well. I'm like, they really are being selective.
No, true.
Other people, it's like, I want about Penny right now. They take Penny as
I saw that Penny Rosimutien as well. Florence Maseve, I saw as well.
They've been called names because they stand up for what they believe and they stand with those causes. Because some of these women have gone through it, so they understand.
Because a lot of
they suffered. Most of them, they suffered abuse in the hands of these powerful men in the media, in the entertainment industry. They know. They've seen the behavior. They've been exposed to it.
Because as well, if somebody doesn't talk, this thing is not going to end. And it's so much about these powerful people. You know, everybody is drawn to power. I don't know how, for example, this lady met the 2 DJs. Yeah? But the truth is that everybody is drawn to power. Everybody wants to be close to Julius Malema. Everybody wants to be close to the president. Men or women, it doesn't matter. So the moment you get there and you're seeing this powerful person, chances are that, you know, this man, if he starts doing certain things, you might not even know how to say no, but you know it's abuse. I'm reminded by the Vavi story with the other lady as well.
Yeah,
the moment
the lady who was working
secretary or something. So those kind of things where there's the power that's being applied to this, and you know, okay, I'm the secretary. You know, if I don't accede to this, certain things might not move in my life, for example. And that's the thing that we are dealing with. That what is it that women can go to in terms of drawing their power and get their power back to say no? Where? Because the economic situation, guys, for women, it's already a mess for a lot of people. It's a mess for black people in general, but it's worse when it comes to black women.
Horrible.
And then they have to go begging. They need to make ends meet. There are people, they have to eat just like anyone else. They have to provide for whoever and all those things. But anyway, hopefully maybe one day somebody will take this thing to court and then we'll get to know the true story.
Yeah.
And I think for me it's going to help a lot of people. If it has to prove that the lady is lying, it's going to help a lot of people. If it has to prove that the lady was right, it's going to help a lot of people.
Definitely,
but so far, I think she has also given people some power of a voice to say, speak out. Because, you know, I understand that sometimes you might not be able to speak out as and when it happens. People are different. We don't have the same strength. We don't have the same mental power. So if somebody decided to say, after 10 years, they are now stronger to report it, let them speak. Maybe it helps them as well to speak.
Yeah, because I mean, if when you are someone who's gone through a certain ordeal in your life, we can't police people when they want to speak about what happened to them.
You can't.
You can't police people as to when do you want to tell the whole world, or when do you want to tell your story? You cannot police how people deal with their trauma as well.
Because it's different.
It is. It is.
Did you see this guy, the guy in, is it Nelspruit in Bombel, who had an excavator to tear down a house that he apparently built?
Yeah.
Did you see the story?
I know of the story.
When I saw that thing, and then you know Musi blacked it.
What happened? What really
Okay, so
happened?
this is how the whole thing, and I heard him talking, by the way. He was
is it?
speaking in Swati, the
Okay.
guy. But this is what happened. Apparently, so these people were Jola, obviously. Then the lady had a stand. And then this guy decided to build a house for the lady on that stand.
Cool.
And then because Mjolo is Mjolo,
The pandemic.
you see, things happened. It looks like immediately after finishing the house, maybe not even long after finishing building, she decides, I don't want this Murena anymore.
Okay.
Then he must leave.
Okay.
Mugai was angry. Mugai decided, this is a house I built. Okay, so first of all, the thinking that you'll think is that, okay, why didn't he sell the house? But apparently the stand belongs to the lady, but he built the house. I don't know whether he's got
So,
slips to prove. And
who owns the title deed?
I don't know, because the title deed to
So
the
that's
stand.
where it got. That's where you see now. Like I said, now I totally get it. It just didn't make sense to me. Why would you just demolish the damn house
Instead of
could've just
selling
sold,
it.
You could have just
Or
sold
chase
it
the
out.
woman out.
You know,
If it-
something. Like, why must it be so dramatic?
No, I think
like,
it was-
didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it seems like
But
the way.
now, when you're saying, okay, the land belongs to the lady, the man built the house. I mean, he did the most logical thing any human being would do, because it would be like, a title did egabani. Title did to the...
But why does it? But see, this is the thing.
Also, how does this whole title did thing situation? If the land belongs to someone else and you build a house on top of that,
Everything on that land, I suppose it will. Because if you go, for example, I don't know how the whole thing gets registered. Because the title deed and the whatnot, you have to go register things on the deeds office.
Yes.
Maybe it was not registered yet. Because when you register, because of the value. So the moment you build a house, you upgrade the value of that. Yeah. So that also needs to be registered, because the title deed office also registered the value of that title deed that you have. So I don't know, probably because if she had already registered it was gonna.
Messy situation. Now I understand. Like I don't agree with it, but I understand.
But here's the
where
thing.
The man,
so if I
where
give
he
you,
came from.
if we dating, ne, and I go to my favorite shop, La Sense, and I buy you some lingerie, and then now you break up with me, I'm taking them. Yeah. Because this is the same situation. With the difference that it's a house.
It's a house. I mean, it's a house.
But it's a gift.
Yeah. The
Oh,
sentiment.
was it even a gift, or was it that thing of saying that we're gonna live here together? I don't know.
Was there an agreement? Because they gift you, we don't have to agree on anything.
Or was this guy
Sign
trying
on
to
your
tie
own.
her with this
You see,
gift?
there's
Tie her
just
down.
Too many layers into this whole story.
What would you have done?
If I, as who, as a female or as a male in this?
You are the one who built the house. It doesn't matter as what. The title deed belongs to your then or your ex, but then you built the house. Would you just walk away and say, "Oh, dude, you can have it"?
Knowing myself,
Yeah.
probably would have.
And then every time you pass
Probably
there, you
would
see
have.
your house, and then you see all these cars parking.
Because in my thinking, it would be like, I wanted to do this, right? No one forced me to do it. No one put a gun on my head to do it.
For sure.
Now this person.
But then won't it be-
That's just a you thing. Like
Won't it be a reminder when you see this other posh park
when
there?
when you want to heal,
Yeah.
things like that.
You don't.
matter.
You avoid that street. You
No.
set your navigator to block you from
Oh,
going through
stop
the street.
T. Stop it,
Because the thing
you
is
can't
gonna be
do
a
that
reminder.
Because look at that. Let's forget the house situation. Let's just like normal things. You buy something for someone, or a couple of things for a person who you hold dear to your heart, and then you walk away once whatever is happening, and you don't claim those things back, right? So now you're not gonna walk into a Nike shop because you once bought those Nike sneakers for this
But
man.
my friend,
and now
this is
you're
a
gonna be
house.
like, no, but that's what I'm saying.
I understand
Anything
the
could
logic.
trigger-
I understand the
Anything
logic.
could trigger, some sort
But
of
this is
an
a house,
emotion.
my friend. Like this thing. There's
I-
that bedroom you designed it knowing,
know,
and there's
I
this
know.
Morena there now.
I know.
There's
I
this
get it.
lady now there in that
That's why I'm saying I
bedroom you
understand.
designed, because some of these things are emotive.
Of Of course.
You put yourself into this design of this thing because you knew, okay, when I move in this passage, I want to be able to go here easier. When it's at night, I want the kitchen this way. I want a balcony. I want a sliding door maybe through my bedroom so that I can just access the other side. You know, maybe there's a swimming pool there. I want to jump out naked at night and jump to the pool. And then here it is, there's some
another thing that I would probably consider, I understand I would be so mad and probably want to react and I probably would react. But I would always go back to the basis, and the basis in this instance would be, what was our relationship throughout? How was it? Had we developed a good friendship or not? So everything aside, let's go back to being two decent human beings who once actually
a lot of people at that moment don't
like,
think.
That's what I'm saying. I'm probably going to react, but in hindsight, to be like, how did we interact? How did we relate?
Where did you get that excavator anyway?
Can we speak now? Like, so this is the situation. How do we go about it? But I understand that's something that could come at a later stage. I'm saying in the heat of the moment. Honestly, I don't know. Obviously, I would react. I just don't know how.
You know, it takes somebody who's very angry to sit there and watch that house, all of it, because you don't demolish it in like 5 minutes, at least 15 minutes. Like you're still angry at that moment, and the thoughts that are going through your head.
And we can't sit here and judge him, man.
I'm not judging him.
No,
I'm just
saying
what was going through his head.
generally, we can't sit here and judge him and judge how he reacted. It's that thing of, you can't police how people feel about certain situations, and that's how he felt.
It's a tough one, man. I don't know. For me, I don't know.
We only know that side of the story, the side that obviously has been put out there. But at the end of the day, there's her side of the story, his side of the story, and the truth.
Yeah, but just looking at what happened without necessarily knowing what is the truth, you should say, for me, will I demolish the house? Oh.
I don't think I
No,
would.
no, probably not, because this is the thing about me. If I'm going to do something for somebody, big or small, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I already know, there's a chance, things might happen. When those things happen, like, am I supposed to be angry, bring an excavator? That Murena is probably a change of, he probably owns that excavator. He probably was not the one operating it.
Yeah,
he instructed his employee.
How dramatic can you be to demolish the damn house? Like, what's with the drama?
Anyway, on to such a beautiful story. Nomzamo Mbatha, guys, coming to America. Like, I'm so happy for her.
I am too.
I'm so happy for her. The other night I was in Ulundi. I just came back. So I watched, she was with, what is this guy's name? Is it Jermaine Fowler or something? Yeah. They were on Insta, like, I just watched that thing and it was late, like 2 o'clock in the morning here in South Africa. Yeah. And she kept on saying, no, South Africans, what are you doing? Go to sleep, it's late, But then I'm so happy for her. Like,
I am, man. I'm truly, truly happy for South Africans who are breaking barriers and putting their names more than anything out there on an international scale.
And for me, when I think about it, she's from KwaMashu, right? And just that township is a bit rough, guys. And people, because there are these townships that are rough, that is like, how many people made it? I think Zakes Nayo, Upumalapo, right? So you just, it's possible. It inspires me.
It is possible. Hence, we were making noise when Pearl Tusi got Quantico and Queen. So we will make noise, guys, for our people.
We made noise when Trevor made it.
Exactly. I was going there. We made noise when Trevor made it. It's such a beautiful thing, but also at the same time, it's so sad that we get to celebrate our people once they make it on an international scale. We don't really celebrate them as much in South Africa.
But I've always loved Nomzamo.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but she has always come through as genuine for me compared to quite a lot of people. And I feel like she has not lost it. And the things that she's doing with like United Nations, her foundation as well. Look, I think for people in that level, that's what they really need to do, to inspire others. And she's portraying Africa in that, the light that we want. Because this whole thing, because she was saying, Africa is not just about, because the pictures we have is like for a baby
starving
with a,
child
with some fly on the
her
head
face.
and all these things.
I think I saw a clip of that interview she did on the reel.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm just like, girl, you is so articulate there. And you're just like,
And the confidence that she has, like she's just
mean-
showing that, you know what, being African doesn't mean you're less of a human being. I like that.
that was beautiful.
Kudos to
It
her.
is
I
such
cannot
beautiful-
wait to watch. They say it's on Amazon what?
Amazon Prime.
Where do we get that thing?
You download, you go there.
And pay and then do the things.
Like,
Okay, I think
it's-
I'll do it for
I'm
that.
not sure, but I could be wrong. I still need to check it out. But
I'll
it's
check
like
it.
a Netflix showmax vibes. Like it's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I
a
will
platform
check
where you because I'm sure it came out cinemas yesterday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it's the two-song bed one that's coming to Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken.
No, even this one they're
Even
talking
this
about.
one?
They're talking about
okay, that's
Amazon
cool.
Prime.
That's cool.
And then Tuso, what is she doing? I heard
She's
this one.
doing a beautiful series.
Oh, it's
also
a series.
yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna be obviously premiering in April, if not May. I'm not sure of the dates of the month actually. And it's such beautiful. It's
I
like
don't-
your Roots vibe. You remember Roots?
Oh, yes.
So it's a series about. I think it speaks about slavery,
Oh,
the
okay.
1800s and stuff. And it's,
I
haven't
really don't
really-
watch much of South African drama TV per se, but I do follow what people are doing out there.
There was
And
this thing that Utuso acted on, man. I just can't remember what's the name of that that drama series that was playing on Nomzamo Mbatha. Yo, that girl, I
Oh,
saw
she
it
was
there.
brilliant.
I was like, I know. This one is gonna be gone very soon.
yeah. Lord, these are good stories, man, that we want to hear about South Africans. It tells me that, some of these things when I see it, me now, I just want to quit and go now. But then I can't just go without a play.
Of course. Of course.
And I want to quit and go. I saw, and then this other one, AK is engaged, eh?
Yes. To Nelly.
And then,
Is it Nelly?
Nelly something.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's her name.
But there was somebody who wrote something about that arty, Vonang isn't or something like that.
I saw that. I was like, so you don't deserve an internet. I was like, y'all don't
People are
deserve
creative
an
out there.
internet. I saw that. Congratulations.
He looks
to
happy.
Mrs. Mega
He looks happy.
to be.
She looks young. He's young too.
No, you did say. See, sometimes all you need to do is to get yourself a 21-year-old and settle down. You did say.
Is she 21?
That was last year, right?
No, and-
get a
and-
21-year-old and settle down. Forget about everything. I was like,
And
We see you
my
can.
2000 one, they're not worried about
yeah,
all
don't
of
worry
that.
about anything. Those kids are coming for everything.
They're coming
in
for your
every
man.
aspect as well, like
Yeah.
career-wise, like everything. Those kids are coming with the heat.
He, for some reason, he
Even
looks
in the
happy.
relationships, those kids are changing the dynamics of relationshiping.
And how you see it, how you do this thing, and yeah.
Which-
I don't know,
which
man.
think-
But I don't know how to
think
feel
it's a
about
good
it.
thing.
For me, I don't know whether could I. It's exciting.
It is, because it's something
Is it
new,
tempting,
we don't
though?
know. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go as far as saying it's tempting, but
No,
it's
do you
very
wish you
exciting.
could have done, or you could do relationships the way they do it?
I don't know.
With or maybe the way they do it, but then with the experience that you have and what you have seen, maybe it will make sense. Like you could do
a
it
lot
better.
of things. Like when I look back at my dating
Yeah.
history, and I'm like, if they need 2000, I don't think I would have. Sometimes, it's like.
And
they
yeah.
know what they are about. They know what they want, and if they can't give,
You
they
can't give
get
them,
it
then
from
they're
you,
out.
You can't give them to them. You can't give it to them. It's just like, no, but I can't do this with you. I mean,
Guys, and
they
then
know what they want.
there was this whole thing that the whole cancel culture thing that black people, I suppose they say, the moment you start to sort of like see some success in your coming, then people just want to cancel you and just take your whole. Like
I'm
it's
not
such
sure
a.
who was asked about what do you think who was asked what do you think about cancel culture, and they said it doesn't exist. I was like, ooh. And then they broke it down why they say it doesn't exist, like because today make noise about you they make noise about you today on Twitter. Tomorrow it's someone else. So what were you cancelling again?
Like it passes. No, but there are people who have lost sponsors because of this thing.
Definitely.
People have been losing bags.
They've recovered.
Yeah, but are they?
He even made an example. I think it was him, and I just can't remember what was I watching. But this person was saying, say for instance, you said you guys are cancelling arcade. That man is still eating off the music that he made.
It's his.
You know. So he was. That's what this person was getting to.
But what are they saying?
Exactly are you cancelling?
With R. Kelly, for example, where they're not saying that they must cancel playing the.
Yeah, but that doesn't change anything because he still makes money off the fact that he has written how many songs R. Kelly has written
And
not for
produced
himself,
even
songs
other
he's
people.
produced for other artists that are.
So does this mean that
as that content, that material is
if
out
they
there,
have to
it's being
cancel R. Kelly,
consumed?
they have to cancel other people too?
That's what this person was saying. It doesn't exist. It's just noise. It's just people making noise. You're gonna lose.
But why are sponsors scared though? They are quick to pull out.
Corporate is like that, bruh. You've worked in you know how corporate works.
They don't want to be
They don't want to be
associated with things.
associated with any scandal. It's just
But
the
corporate
way
is the most scandalous place ever.
Of
guys.
course, yet they
I
don't
know
want to
this.
be associated with scandals.
Especially if it's a scandal that's coming from somewhere else, from someone outside. That's it.
My thing is, I understand why would brands pull out when one of the ambassadors they mess up. That I get. The one thing that I don't get is black people, to be specific, to be precise, who gets excited that the person lost the sponsorship. I
And it's
get
not
that
only-
they lost the sponsorship, and it's okay. You signed a contract, you knew what you were getting yourself into, you knew there are things you can say, things you cannot say, you can advocate for this, you cannot, you knew. So when you lose a sponsorship, that is fine. It sucks, but that is understandable.
But
what
people
I don't
celebrate.
Get is people celebrate.
But besides even celebrating, it's people who will tag these certain brands on Twitter and say, look, you sponsoring this person do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they pull out. It's not like these sponsors sort of like volunteered. They realize we are being watched. People know that we're sponsoring this
by people who consumes our
exactly.
product. So if we don't act, if we don't act as the company, we
might lose
a shitload of money because they won't be confident on our brand anymore. That's what I'm saying. Sharp. I understand them feeling, for a lack of a better phrase, which they are in a corner.
Yeah.
But what makes you so happy, Wuti, someone has lost a bag?
More especially when it goes to affect other people who are employed in that
exactly,
work.
because now you're thinking about this person as a subject. You forget, Wuti, they are sub-subjects.
And sometimes, our environment that we grew up in can lead to us making certain comments that might need us to be schooled on when it comes to these kind of things. To say, no, you cannot say things like that. Because I can tell you this much. Where I grew up, there was nobody who was gay. Now, if I go to varsity and then I see a gay person and then this gay person is from Venda, I'm like, oh, where did he come from? Why? Like I asked myself, because I remember there was a time when I was still in varsity, some of my fellow students, when we're riding a bus, they will be having a shambok, just so that if they see that guy who's behaving gay, then they will beat them. That's how hectic it was. But, they were acting from a point of view or from the environment where they grew up in, to say, this is unacceptable, you must nip it in the bud as soon as you see it.
Yeah.
But now, people at this age are sort of like okay,
open,
they are
the
open. This is what it is.
In terms of having to learn about other things, we have resources at our disposal. We have
To learn.
To learn. So yeah.
But some people will still have, you'll still make a mistake. You'll still have certain comments about certain things. Because I remember when I was in Braamfontein, I was in varsity at the time. There's just next to the University of the Witwatersrand. There's a gay bar. For me, it was like something unheard of. And then that place gets packed. Yeah. I remember passing there. I'm like, ooh. So this is where all of them, most of them, get to be, and I felt like maybe this is where they are able to express themselves, because
Safe
outside
space.
there,
It's a safe. It's a
exactly,
safe
out there
space
is
for them.
dangerous for
Yeah.
them, and I understood them. But do we want to isolate them from our communities?
Which is another conversation we should have. This whole conversation about safe spaces. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Because look, for instance, in varsity, how many organizations are there? There is a movement of this, a movement of that, and if like people, we are so obsessed about safe spaces because Muslims and Christians, they have their own space. They do their own thing. Labaya as Muslims, that obviously Christians don't understand. But because you don't want to feel out of place, you find a space where you can be heard, be seen, and be understood. And I ask myself, does that not then create division amongst human race?
We still separate, segregating each other.
We do need safe spaces. So how do we navigate through this life thing?
Yeah, it's tough. And then there was somebody who was celebrating a birthday. Sarah Langa was celebrating a birthday 28th. I do follow her.
She's 28.
She's 28.
Okay.
And then interestingly, she was doing this Insta stories and then asked me any questions, the Q&A thing.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, how did you make your first million? Her response was like, I got divorced.
Boom.
Can you see this generation is different to that?
Exactly. Kabanga, a 45-year-old in this day and age, who that question goes live on Insta Q&A, and you're like, how did you make your first million? I think I don't know, maybe I doubt it would come out so easy. And like, no, I got divorced.
They're just so genuine. I like that. But you know the other thing, I'm one person that's very open. I'm not about to hide what I've been through. I'll share it. Obviously, it's about where I'm comfortable with this and that. But I'll share whatever that I feel I need to share with certain people. I'll restrict myself from sharing where I feel like it's not the right platform, it's not the right people. But guys, something like that, I like that. Like somebody just says, no, I got divorced. You want to hear the truth? What else could she say? Because that's her truth.
When she decided to go live and decided to
ask
do
me,
the Q&A,
yeah.
She knew that she's ready to answer whatever that is being
That's
thrown
coming.
away. That's what I never understood with celebrities, that they say, send us your questions. Even I see a lot of this with these YouTubers as well. Send us questions. What do you want to know about us? Yada yada yada. And then you send a question, you ask, and they're like, hi, but guys, that's too personal. But you did not say don't be personal. You said ask us anything. Maybe we should break down the word anything. You know.
And while we're talking about that, because I saw another Q&A, I think it was Sims Gamer. Then somebody was asked this question and she was evasive about it, saying, are you married? Something like that. She didn't answer it. I don't know if she's married or not to Tino.
She hasn't said anything.
She has not said anything.
Yeah, about being married to Tino.
Or not being married.
Or not being married to Tino.
I wonder though why.
Why is she not answering the question? I guess we'll never know until she tells us.
But can you see the difference now?
Yeah.
But she's also not like old. She's
not. She's what? But she's 31?
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
Oh, she's 31 actually. 31, yeah, she's 31. But wait, that other one is 28. But can you just see the difference? You know, even the 80s kids, late 80s kids don't understand AMA 90s and the 2000s.
Exactly.
The
AMA 90s who doesn't understand AMA 2000s.
Exactly,
like,
they get shocked.
Someone was born in 1990, like, I cannot with this because I'm like, you're a kid yourself. You know?
What do you mean you cannot understand?
You know?
Like, you are in the same boat. That's how we look at
but
it.
That's the same thing. Like, my brother who was born in 93, there are things that Labandana who were born in 2000, he really is like, I just don't get it.
It's like, I can't relate.
And I'm just like, it's just only a 10-year gap, guys.
Not even 10 years.
Yeah, not even 10 years.
But guys, what I like about them is that they are living their truth. I suppose maybe even social media
contribute, but it's still their truth.
It's still their truth, and they will learn from it. They, obviously, everybody in their generation, they'll do wrong things. They'll make mistakes.
For that, I'm really all for living your truth. You know, be the you that you can be. But I just still feel like be all those things and don't lose the the sense of respect
To the
for yourself
yeah.
more than anything. Because if you respect yourself, when you respect yourself, it's easier to respect the next person. You can stand your ground without being disrespectful. That's my thing. And I see a lot of them, they stand up for themselves, they do this for themselves, but there's just so much disrespect that is going on as well. And I don't have a problem. Like, look, stand up for yourself all you want, but have some sense of
respect others as much as you want them to respect you. That's
because that's another thing. They do demand respect, but they forget what they cannot
they need.
give.
Yeah, they're not giving it.
Yeah.
But also, I think I don't know how they think about this thing, because sometimes we were fed quite a lot of things when we were growing up to say respect for elders. It should just be something that you give. You don't question it. That's what it is. Yeah, it's mandatory. It's expected of you. With them, it's like, if you're not gonna respect me, what is there to respect of you?
And that's another thing I like about them. They would challenge it if they feel like, okay, this is not it. They will challenge you. And I don't have a problem with it. I just have a problem with challenging something and still don't give it respect that it needs to be given to.
Oh, guys.
Because I don't have a problem with you standing up for yourself to your parent. Respect. Say the exact same things you are saying. The issue or the things you are feeling, say those things. But have some respect. I'm not saying limit yourself and don't say things.
And don't say, yeah, no, true. Tell me, now that we're in level 1, what's going to change? Are you going to be making more money in your business life? Are you have you guys thought about it? Say, oh, now that we're in level 1, there's things that we couldn't do, now we could do more. Are you planning new things?
It's still kind of tricky on our side. The events, it's still very tricky because you want to plan ahead, but at the same time you're like, oh, I can't really plan ahead because I don't know, president can wake up tomorrow and be like, actually I'm taking it back.
But you want to be restricted by that. Why don't you just go ahead and plan it?
No, but say for instance right now I want to plan something for May, I don't know what will be happening in May.
No, for sure, but nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow or any other day. I think the planning must just be cautiously, that you can't go and spend like this and that.
With say for instance corporate people, it's even if there will be restrictions, they'll still be able to execute what they need to execute, just differently. But if with events, but decide to do no more gatherings, what then?
Then tell me, then how do you go around that?
That's the struggle. It's the fight.
Because I'm thinking, if for example, if it's something that I know, if I'm to start planning this event, then I'm probably going to start putting my effort, put money into it. Am I going to lose money? Yes. If I'm going to lose money, then how do I mitigate against that? Do I put clauses? Say, for example, I want to book a certain place and I have to put the deposit on this whole thing. Don't you think it's fair that I speak to whoever that I'm booking that venue with to say, because of the condition, let's put a clause that says, should the president comes on our screen and say, boom, this thing is not happening, we need to refund. I think business should work like that, because whatever that.
But it should. The sad thing between the two parties, one is losing big time.
Yeah, but you sort of like at least minimize the losses from writing certain clauses in your contract or your agreement. In that
it's
way.
Just so tricky, guys. It's really tricky because even right now, yes, we are on level 1, but there's still restrictions in there. Like, I want to throw a mother of all events, but I can't. I wanna, say for instance, you want to do something like, I was thinking, imagine the president is saying 250 outdoors. There is events like the cookout. Cookouts, Ivala, Elka Stadium in La Rockville, and it's a thing. But you can't do that now. Even if you wanted to host the cookout,
you're still restricted, yeah.
But we can't. It's just so tricky. I was listening to one of the comedians who called me about the same. It's like we are forgotten. We are completely forgotten
because they make their money from these events.
And I really think throughout the pandemic, a lot of people are complaining with the government have forgotten them. Is this, that? But I'm just like, you guys are forgotten. But there's what you guys are going through, and then there's what the entertainment industry is going through, which is a sad thing.
Has there been any significant bailouts really on the industry? Because it seems like certain things.
Apply for these things. I can tell you for free right now. We did We have never received anything.
Oh, that's the problem. You know, it's all well and good that they say apply. And then the restrictions that they put on this application. I mean, the other day, the guys were talking about, I think somebody from this small business, chamber, they were saying, you know, only about 10% or less than 10% of small businesses have accessed that money that was placed for small businesses. Then what is the government saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Because the restrictions are like, if you don't have 1, 2, 3, instead of helping the people to have 1, 2, 3, they're like, no, we're not helping you. Then what's the point?
That time, they think, I know others should start having virtual concerts. And I'm just like, Naleo that, because we're not working, we don't have money. We're not working, we don't have money to invest on that data to watch a 2-hour concert online.
And that's what kills us as well with everything that we're online.
Exactly.
Data in South Africa is still expensive.
Very much.
A lot of people can't access it. Like students only access data when they're in university. It was locked down, they are at home, they don't have data. And here's the thing about it. If you've got your last cent, you're not going to prioritize and buy data. You're going to try and buy food.
Exactly.
But guess what? The way this technology is going, it's such a vital thing that it's like smoking. Somebody would rather go and buy cigarettes than go buy pie. If they have to decide on their last money, it's going to get to the level where somebody feels like between a pie and data, what do I buy? Maybe I must buy data, then I can use the data to WhatsApp somebody to give me money to buy a pie. Because if I go and buy a pie, that is the last pie that I'm eating, I'm done, I'm finished. I won't have money to ask somebody for more pie. It's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Hey, man, what a good conversation.
Yeah, it's just
really
relaxed.
good. We needed this.
Yeah.
Best way to start this month. It was really
And then we forgot it's Julius Malema's birthday this month.
Yes.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to
I know
you.
quite a lot of people who were born in March. Okay, a member for our church as well. It's his birthday today, and his daughter was born today.
Oh, that is so great.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Shout
Today
out
is
to
the one.
everyone who was born in March, man.
Oh, it was my daughter's birthday yesterday. It's Tumi's birthday today, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Shout out to you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday for
No, the Kumutsu not yesterday, Friday.
Friday.
Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, it's Tumi's birthday yesterday as well.
Lovely, man. Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
This is where the kids were made in June. It was cold.
It was cold. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Catch us again next week. I think next week the whole panel will be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was not an improv show, just so you know. It was also planned.
Yes.
It was also very much planned. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that every time we upload a video, you guys get to be the first one to view and comment and share and all of that. Crown Azania on Facebook and Twitter, and Instagram it's crown_Azania. Our WhatsApp line is 067 096 9641. 067 096 9641. We love you. See you again next week. Be great, do good, and do you.